So in this vlog, we talk about a number of things, from the papayas growing on our trees here at our sítio to our upcoming trip to the northeast of Brazil in our car and the possible sale of our van, to a custom-made watercolor portrait that I made for a friend of mine, to a beautiful oversized jumbo bag that Elci stitched for her mother going to Europe. Lots of things. So come, join us and enjoy. You know, fishing boats, they drift beneath bright rainbows. Their nets resting as the sea glows with soft color. The sky feels closer, as if light itself is guiding these old wooden fishing boats back home. So a couple of weeks ago, I had seen something online about the 100 most commonly used verbs in Brazilian Portuguese. So I had this idea of having Elci formulate common sentences for each of these 100 common Portuguese verbs, and that's what she's doing as we're riding on to Itabuna today to spend the day there. This should make life a whole lot easier for me, because once I memorize these 100 sentences with these verbs contained in them, I'm sure it's going to elevate my comprehension and ability to speak to people in Portuguese. I mean, I can already get by in my broken Portuguese, but this will greatly help. Thanks to Elci. An artist's watercolor home studio feels light and fluid, with paper stacks, worn brushes in jars, and soft washes drying by the window. Jars of tinted water catching the light, and every surface carrying a quiet sense of experimentation, where colors blend freely and ideas take shape in gentle layers. You know, I love to paint watercolor portraits, and my prices are very reasonable. So if there's someone special in your life that you'd like me to paint for you, send me a message. You know, there's nothing like growing your own red chilies at home. They taste absolutely amazing. What do you think, Bella? You know, even though Elci is Brazilian, she makes Indian-style rotis. Take a look at this. Of course, they come out of a packet, which looks like this, but they taste exactly like my family makes in India. And then look at all of this. That's chickpeas, just like they make in India, with a nice salad that Elci makes. That's all made by Elci. Absolutely. Elci, you're so talented. And look at that broccoli. You know, normally I never used to like broccoli, but look at this.
Garlic, oregano, pepper, salt, olive oil, of course, not red oil. Oops, this is passing. You like this, right?
Yeah, I like it a little bit burnt. Hey, Bella. So let me show you something. This is the view from our bathroom. We're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 papayas growing on our papaya tree. Let me show you a close-up. Look at all those papayas that we're going to be able to eat very soon. If we don't start plucking these orange ones soon, the birds are going to get to them. So we have to get them and start eating them. Already you can see there are ants crawling around because we don't spray anything on these trees. And we've got like maybe 10 of these trees throughout our compound. I tell you one thing, if we do leave this place to go live somewhere close to a bigger city, these are the kind of things that we're gonna miss. What do you think, Bella? So what I'd like to show you here is a map that we purchased 5 years ago. It was actually, I remember, very difficult to find a paper map. We had to go to like 5 or 6 different stores to finally find one that dealt with old books and things like that. And they had an old map book lying around in which there was this foldable paper map. So obviously we bought it because we kind of wanted to have something in our hands that we could use a marker pen to mark out to the places that we had been to. We started out by making dots and then connecting those dots after we had been to those places. So as you can see here, everything that we've been to and driven on is marked with a black marker pen. So most of these trips were taken in the Kombi motorhome. There were a couple of trips that we took in the car, and we are now planning to once again travel in the car to the northeastern part of Brazil, which would be Salvador. After that you've got Maceió, then you've got Recife and Olinda, then you've got João Pessoa, then you've got Natal, then you've got Fortaleza. So we were planning to do this entire trip and come back down on the inside route, and that will then complete most of everything that we've wanted to see here in Brazil, except for the Amazon. But the Amazon is not drivable. You've got to fly into Manaus or take a boat down the Amazon River from Santarém, I believe is the name of the city, or Belém, or one of those places, and then it's like a week's journey by boat down to Manaus. But most people fly into Manaus, which is a big city, big manufacturing city. So we'll see about that. But now, unfortunately, we just discovered that the rainy season has started. You know, we don't pay attention to these kind of things, but now we're kind of forced to, and especially up in the northeast to where we wanted to go, you got rain. So we're going to monitor that to see if we should do it now in May, or we should wait till the rains finish, which should be in July, maybe even August. It smells good. Ooh, look at that. And guess what this is, guys? This is turmeric. Well, most people are used to just seeing the yellow bottle, but this is what it looks like. You know, if you're into vegetarian food, Indian vegetarian food gives you many diverse options. So if you haven't eaten Indian food and you want to be vegetarian, give it a shot. I think you'd like it.
Okay, Elmo. Have your dinner.
Thank you, Elci.
You're welcome.
You gonna eat?
I will.
Okay. With all this effort, you must eat, because normally Elci doesn't eat dinner.
I'm trying to eat less. I don't know if you noticed the breakfast. So there is something that brings a lot of joy to my heart. That is when I sit in my sewing machine and I start doing anything, doesn't matter what. But when I make purses, it's really amazing. I feel like the whole world is gone and just me and the machine. And look, I did this purse for my mom, and I'm really happy with the result. You know, it's a good size. We can put many things inside, and has my mark here, Elci's art. And I put a leather hanger. So I feel very happy with this bag. And this fabric, you can wash because it has a Scotch guard, like a protection against humidity. And so even though it's a fabric, but it's very resistant and thick. And I put a filling inside, so it's like even thicker.
What does the inside look like?
So inside I have pockets, and I have a place to put keys. It's the first time I'm gonna open, so let me See, there is this pocket and this one. You can put cell phone, you can put your pens, you can hang your keys here so you don't lose them inside of the purse. Easy to find. Another.
Ella, you like the purse?
I love this.
It's a beautiful bag, Elci.
Yeah, I'm happy with this result.
And your mom.
And I made a special cover to the zipper. See, it's like a leaf, and I glue it here so it's easier to hold.
And where's your mom going tomorrow?
She's going to Portugal and Belgium. She will be in Europe. She's going with my sister.
So this bag actually is going to come in very handy for her.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm quite sure.
Spacious, and she can put anything here.
Right?
I'm very glad.
You're so talented, Elci.
Thank you, my love.
You know, fishing boats, they drift beneath bright rainbows. Their nets resting as the sea glows with soft color. The sky feels closer, as if light itself is guiding these old wooden fishing boats back home. So we have started to talk to somebody within the family actually, who may be interested in buying Grace, our motorhome van. We're going to find out this coming week. And if it works out, then it's going to be in good hands. They have 2 children, and they could make good use of Grace to travel around Brazil like we have, which means that our forthcoming trip to the Northeast will not be in Grace. It will be in our car. So fingers crossed for us and for them that this works out. If you like this type of content from Bahia, Brazil, and soon from other parts in the Northeast, then please be sure to subscribe to our channel. We share our weekly lives with you via these vlogs. And if you know somebody that would enjoy this sort of content, please be sure to share this channel with them as well. Thank you, and we'll see you the next time. Bye-bye.